Hey, if you're watching this video right now, I'm gonna assume two things about you. The first is that you're on self-improvement. The second is that your friends are not. About 6 months ago, I was in the exact same position as you, trying to find friends who were on self-improvements and trying to navigate my way through the terrible advice that's out there on the internet. And after I finally figured it out, I realized it's super simple. Like, honestly, check the length of this video right now. Here's the deal I have for you. You spend 10 minutes watching this video, and you receive good, like-minded friends on self-improvement for the rest of your life. Sound good? Well then let's begin. So think about the exact type of person you're trying to find. How old is he? Where is he from? What are his goals? Keep this perfect ideal friend in mind, because in a mere matter of minutes, I'm going to show you a method that will exactly find that person. Now, I call it a method, and I'm kind of hyping it up, but that's not really my intention. I don't mean to present this as some secret method that no one's ever talked about before, because it's not. I'm just going to tell you something very simple, and I truly believe it's going to help you out. The first thing you need to do is download School. I don't mean like the boring type of school. I mean School spelled with a K. It's an app. If you haven't heard of it, it's very good. Download it. Basically, on here, there are free online communities. Actually, some of them aren't free, but there are these online communities that you can join with a bunch of members in them. And a lot of these communities are self-improvement based. Now, I want you to join a bunch of communities based on your interests. So if it's self-improvement, join some self-improvement communities. The bigger the community and the more communities you join, the better, because then the bigger your pool, your selection of friends to choose from. Now, one community I would recommend is Adonis Gang. This is personally the one I used, and it's Hamza's used to be free. I think it's $1 a month now, which is kind of weird, but it used to be free. I joined when it was free. So I still have it for free, but I would recommend joining that because it's a really big community that's full of people. Now, once you're in the community, go to the members tab at the top, and once you're in there, go to the search bar and just search your city name. Like, if you live in a big city, you have probably found hundreds of candidates just like that with the click of a button. It's that simple. And so what now? Well, basically what I did from here when I was doing it is I proceeded to individually message as many of these people as I could. And the message I sent them was pretty simple. It was something along the lines of, hey man, I see we're around the same age and we live in the same city. I've been trying to get in touch with some new friends who are also on self-improvement like me. If you've been struggling with that too, tell me, let's get in touch. Just something along that lines. Looking back at my old text for this video, I saw that they were far from perfect. They were kind of cringy, for sure. But it also proves that it doesn't have to be perfect. I got a lot of replies, and more importantly, and this is the next step, I got invited to a group chat. You see, you are probably not the first person to have the idea of finding new friends on self-improvement. A bunch of people want to do this. So what happened is, most likely, there is already a group chat that was formed by a bunch of people who were like, hey, you want to be friends? Hey, you want to be friends? And they were like, oh, I have a bunch of friends from the same city. Why don't I just add them to a group chat? And when I was messaging these people individually, I was invited to one of these group chats. And this was one of the most important things. When you're messaging these people, you really want to look for these group chats. And if there isn't one, you want to create one by all of the people you get in touch with through this method. So why are these group chats so great? Well, first of all, just because of one of these group chats, right now, I have access to 22 other young men on self-improvement from my city that I can message at any time. And plus, the benefit of this is you can arrange meetups. So when I joined the group chat, there was a meetup happening, and I went to it. Now, admittedly, there were only 3 people there, and that's including me. But also, I just met 2 new people in real life that are like me and on self-improvement. That's a pretty nice thing, considering that one of my goals for 2025 was to get any friend in real life that was also on self-improvement. Now, I made such a small goal for 2025 because I really had no idea how I would find any friends in real life that were also on self-improvement. But through this, I had already just met 2. And the next meetup I went to, there were 2 more people, so it was a total of 5 people. And suddenly I have personally met 4 new friends around my age who live in the same city who are also on self-improvement like me, and I have access to 22 like-minded young men through this group chat at all times. And I spent nearly no effort on it. Now I want to take a quick break from the video to talk to you. If you're watching this and if you have made it this far, I'm going to assume that you understand the importance of talking with and taking advice from other people who are like you and on self-improvement. Which is why I'm happy to announce that I'm now allowing people to book a free 45-minute call with me, where you'll be able to come and explain your biggest problems and your biggest restraints, and you'll talk directly with me and receive personalized advice, and we can together try and solve these problems. And all you have to do is go to the link in the description, tell me what your problems are, tell me what time you want to meet, and boom, suddenly you have a call scheduled one-on-one with me, where basically it's like one of these videos, but it's 3 times longer and it's personalized specifically to you. For free, you've suddenly given me all this work, and I'm gonna go through looking at your specific restraints, and I'm gonna have to come up with personalized advice to help you out. So if that sounds like a great deal, which I think it's a pretty good deal, you can go sign up now. So I've talked about meeting up with people in real life, but for all I know, you could be living on a remote island in the middle of nowhere where you're physically unable to meet up with anyone. So what then? Well, then you are still able to talk with people and be friends with people online. Now, I know this doesn't sound that appealing, but it's the next best thing. And honestly, it isn't that bad either. You can still text that person, you can have regular calls, you can consult with them, and you can basically be friends, except you're just unable to make contact in real life. It's just like COVID all over again. But think about COVID. You still had your friends, you just kind of had to call them and interact digitally, but they were still your friends and they were still helpful and they still allowed you to have a lot of fun with them. Or, for example, I'm on vacation right now. You can see I'm not at my usual setup and I've got a beautiful beach behind me, but that also means that the friends that I have in the place I normally live are not here and I cannot meet up with them. But even still, that doesn't mean I cannot interact with them whatsoever. Very recently, I had an important decision to make, and I realized, hey, with important decisions, it's important to consult with other people so, you know you're making the right decision. So I called up one of the people I met up with at that meetup I discussed earlier, and we had a talk, and it was great, and he gave me some advice. And the point is, just because you cannot meet up with that person in real life doesn't end the entire possibility of ever having any friend who is also on self-improvement. Like, we live in an age where technology is better than ever. You can have a FaceTime call with someone, and I know it's not quite as good, but it's pretty decent. And also keep in mind, if you have these sorts of friends from all across the world, then whenever you travel to any country, you'll basically have friends from that country that you can meet up with when you travel there. Like, imagine how cool that concept sounds. Just like having friends from like everywhere around the world. Honestly, that would be one of the coolest things in the world. So don't look down on the power of more so online friendships with other people. And in fact, I would even recommend supplementing that, like on top of the real life friendships. So even though you have people in the same city as you, just consider it networking with other people from all across the world. Like, there's no downside to this. And obviously, to reach out to these people, you'd use the same method. You'd reach out through school, you'd find them, and you'd be like, hey, I'm looking for other friends like me on self-improvement. You want to get in touch, and then, you'd ask for their phone number or whatever, or you could create a group chat with all of your online friends in it. Same gist. It's a very simple concept, and once you understand it, it's really easy. So, quick actionable step for you right now. If you haven't done so already, download School, go to the members tab, search your city name, and just text as many people as you can from that city, and get in touch with as many as you can. It's really not that hard. But that's all for this video. If you found this video useful and the information helped you, Well then, consider subscribing and liking, and comments are appreciated as well. But that's all.